Good morning. Today's session is going to be an ab workout, only we'll be using yoga ab poses, poses that use the abdominal muscle, the core muscles a lot. Patty challenged all of the instructors to do a 15-minute ab video, so I decided to do this using yoga. But it's longer than 15 minutes. In fact, it's about 30. But it's good. It's good. I think you'll find it a little challenging, at least, I hope. So the first part is going to be using Kundalini poses. And the second part is just more traditional yoga poses, or a different style of yoga poses, I guess is what I should say. So the first several poses we'll do on the timer. And in addition, we'll be using breath of fire for some of it. So for those of you who aren't familiar or not comfortable, you just do long, deep breathing. But if you want to try it, it's a wonderful breath. It's very stimulating, energizing, oxygenating, wonderful. So it's a diaphragmatic breath. You're really doing a very pronounced drawing in of the diaphragm with your exhalation. It's a sniff through your nose, and it looks and sounds like this. So I don't know if you can hear that out here on this video, but try it if you know it. We don't use it that often, but try it if you'd like. And if you get dizzy or uncomfortable, just resume normal breathing. So with that, we're going to start lying on our backs. I'm going to start this way. Ooh, sun in my face. I think it will be fine once I lie down. Let's see. So we're lying on our backs, and we're just starting with a hug. This is a Kundalini wake up pose or exercise, because it really massages your internal organs, sort of gets your intestines, on your ascending and descending colon. It kind of helps with elimination. Kind of cool, detoxing kind of thing to do, in addition to really just waking up your spine. So for a minute, we hug, draw your knees towards your armpits, nose towards your knees, and if you can, breath of fire. You really have to engage your core to keep this tight hug. There it is, good. So just take your arms over your head, big deep breath, close your eyes, and just enjoy the energy running through your body. I just have to move my glass of water. It's gonna spill right on my head. So next pose is rocking and rolling on the spine, which really does use all your abdominal muscles, your core muscles, back included. So the difference here is we do rock and roll a lot in our yoga classes, but I want you to stop your rock. So you inhale back and you exhale to stop it. And to do that, you have to really engage your lower abdominals and lift up, lift and engage everything. So that's for a minute also. But as always, in a Kundalini exercise, you go in your rhythm, in your time. And the breath is inhaling back and exhaling forward. Eyes are closed. And here we go. Got to get started here. Kind of find your, find those lower abs and engage them. So sometimes you might rock a little forward. Your momentum can kind of pull you further forward than your abdominals can catch up with. But it's great because you're using your core muscles, but you're also really doing a nice massage on your spine. Just keeping all those vertebrae healthy and energized. And there's our timer. Again, just lie back, arms over the head. Close your eyes, just notice and be aware of the energy racing through your body. Good. So next one is leg raises. You want to protect your back by putting your hands under your hips. We're just inhaling as we draw our legs up, exhaling as we draw them down. In addition, I want you to point your feet and flex your feet. So not only are we engaging our abdominals again, but we are really giving our internal organs a nice massage. So this is considered a detoxing Kundalini pose as well, or exercise. I don't call them poses. So inhale, draw your feet up, your rhythm, your time. Exhale, lower. So just close your eyes. Just keep your focus on engaging all your abdominal muscles. So really stretch your feet. You want to point, a real pronounced point, and a really good flex. Spread your toes with your flex. Stretch your shins, your ankles with your point. And you don't come all the way to the floor. You hover right above the floor or the mat as you lower and then raise. Okay, so that was a minute. Bring your knees together. Let your feet be parted a little wider. Just resting your back. All right. So this next one does engage your abs, but it's really more of a hip opener. I just like to interject a few sort of counter poses and relaxing poses. So this is I don't want to start that. So you're just inhaling another Kundalini. Inhaling as your left knee is bent. Exhaling as your right knee is bent. And just focus on that. Left is an inhalation. Right is an exhalation. And just stretch out. Keep a little flex in your foot. And stretch your legs out. That's a nice hip opener, and you definitely are using your abdominal muscles. Want your hands under your hips. And here we go. I started. Tuck your chin a little. Get that cervical spine kind of flat and longer. Press your triceps into the mat. Keep your chest open. Good. So again, knees resting on each other. Take your arms over your head if you'd like. Just breathe. Deep breaths here. So that was a little rest because the next pose is pretty challenging. It's called stretch pose. I think it's the last Kundalini pose we're going to do in this ab workout. So stretch pose is using breath of fire. Your hands back under the hips, feet lifted about 6 inches off the mat, and head lifted gazing at your feet. Feet are active, a little stretch there, or flex. And you use breath of fire or long deep breathing, or a little of both. And I'm going to start the timer and I'll remind you of a few other things. So it's going to be here in breath of fire. So if you get tired, you can lower one leg, raise it back up, lower the other, lower your head, bring it in. But you just want to keep coming back into the pose. Oh, there it is. A nice big breath again. Just allow your breath to return to normal. Close your eyes. Notice your heartbeat. And see how that breath of fire and that particular exercise really can wake you up. So I'm trying to remember what's next. Let's rock up to sitting, and we'll be in Dandasana. So we're going to go into boat pose. I'm going to turn around. The sun is in my face now, sitting up. So we're going to go into boat pose from Dandasana. So take a minute here and really get into that full pose. Get your shoulders over your hips. I like to really pull the flesh out and away from my sitting bone so I can feel that equal and even pressure that you want. And so then hands just come down straight under the shoulders. Pull the heel of your palm onto the mat. It's a nice little stretch for that area of your hand and arm. And that's your Dandasana. So then take your hands further back, but right under your shoulders. Lean back, fingers pointing towards your hips, and just float your shins up into boat pose. So now it's important to focus a little on the torso. So you want to lift, lengthen, open the heart. And then if you can, you balance and breathe. We're not using the timer. So about 5 breaths. And then fold into your Sukhasana, because this is a nice counter pose. Inhale, get a long torso, long side body. Exhale, squeeze your navel into your spine. Really engage those muscles and stretch out your low back. Go ahead and tuck your chin towards your chest and lengthen the cervical spine. 5 breaths. Good. So just using your hands, walk yourself back to sitting, come back around behind you and come back into your boat. Again, just lean back and come here. So holding on or leaning or using your hands, in other words, is fine. It's fine. You're still engaging your core. So if you need to do that, do it. But otherwise, if you can, challenge yourself and balance. So the full pose, if you're warm enough, is here. Whoops. Open the chest, shoulders drawing down away from the ears. Now switch your cross, and come back into Sukhasana. Arms come up, Long inhaling here, and then big exhalation, and really squeeze all those muscles into your spine. 5 breaths. Relax the neck. Good. So we're coming out of that and moving on. So come into all fours. Come to all fours. And you know what to do. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we're going to do a minute of cat-cow. So we do it all the time. And you really are engaging all of those muscles. So in a very conscious way, you know, focusing on your breath, you want to use your inhalation and lift the tail, lift the heart, and you're really softening and relaxing all those abdominal muscles. And then you want to exhale and engage them all. Really squeeze and hollow out your belly, drawing everything into your spine, tucking your chin and around you. So that's for a minute, and in your own rhythm, in your own time. Just inhaling, lift the heart, lift the tail, soften the belly, just let it hang. And exhale, fold, squeeze and tuck. And just keep going, inhaling, softening, drawing the heart up through the shoulders, drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Lift, stretch the throat, and exhale. So you want to feel that tailbone really tucking in as you come into the cat. Inhaling, let it hang, let it soften, and release. Excellent. So from here, just draw back into your child's pose. Feet come together, toes touch, knees part. On a big wide space here to allow your belly inside your thighs. Just keep your hands out in front if you'd like. And you remember your balasana, your child pose modifications. You can keep your hips higher. Rest your head up. You want to think about drawing your chest down in either pose, either way. Oh dear, I'll put my hair up. So resting here, 3 more breaths. Good. So now, coming back into a little more challenging, we're going to come out of your child's pose, just glide forward onto your forearms. Now remember this, you want your elbows lined up with your shoulders. So none of this, it all comes together. And you feel how that engages your pec muscles. You should feel your pec muscles really engaging to keep you in this alignment. And distribute your weight through the whole hand, all the way through the wrists and fingertips. And come into plank. So staying for 5 breaths. Good. So drop the knees and push back into your child's pose. 1 breath. And come back into your Sphinx arms and plank. So you really want to think about drawing some of the weight off of your shoulders and elbows by pulling, tightening the gluteus muscles, and pull the weight back towards your heels. Just 5 breaths for me. Back into child's pose. And Coming back in, we're going to do this 5 times total. So this is our 3rd Sphinx plank. Let's rest one more time. Child's pose. And inhale, come into your plank. Drop the knees. Back into your child's pose. I think we have one more. Ooh, I'm starting to sweat. It's hot out here. Here we go. One more, 5 breaths. Long and strong spine. Everything lengthening and engaged. Ah, that's all I can do. So come back, rest in child's pose. That's nice. So we're gonna come back to lying on our backs and do another little counter pose. I don't know why I say little. Another counter pose to what we've been doing, to all this engaged abdominals. So we're going to stretch them out, soften them up. And that's what bridge pose is for. It's about the back body, the strength of the back body, supporting the front body so it can soften and open. So we're going to lie back and take your feet wide and turn them out. So just your own natural turnout. And lying back, just start, get those shoulder blades flat and get your chin a little tucked. And then we're just gonna come up. I guess I will do this for a minute. So we're gonna lift the hips. You know what to do here. Setu Bandha in a different way. So just lengthen, push your knees away from you, tighten your buttocks, curl that tailbone up and in. Draw your chin towards your chest and your chest towards your chin. And then walk your triceps, shoulders underneath you, interlacing your fingers. And feel how that really opens your chest a little more, opens around your collarbones. And just rest here. But now with that strong, tight body, our back body, we want to open, concentrate on just softening and releasing the front. Through the hip flexors and the quadriceps. And come up as high as you can without any strain. Nice. So please take your time coming down. You know, bring your shoulders flat, palms flat on the mat, and just keep your awareness in your spine. Just lower, articulating the spine, lowering one vertebra at a time. Keep the tailbone tucked until the very last. Good. And then a little hug again. I'll just squeeze your knees into your chest. And we're going to do a little twist now. So hold your right knee, wrap your arm around it, squeeze it to your armpit, your right armpit, and engage your left leg. So it's flexed and feel it strong. Tuck your chin and just squeeze for a breath here. And now let's twist to the left. So right arm comes out to the side. Just gently pull your knee over towards the left, keeping your shoulder blade on the mat, looking out over the right. So long left leg. You want to think about your pelvic bones turning towards each other. Good. So we're coming out of that. Another hug, just get yourself back into a neutral spine. Hold the left knee now. Really engage the right leg. And we're turning to the right. So left arm out, cross your knee, towards the right. Keep that left shoulder blade on the mat. And engage the right leg. Good. All right, so we have one more to do, and then we'll rest in Shavasana. And that is coming from a arms outstretched, shoulder height, and bringing your right leg up with a little, flex foot, and exhaling your foot and reach it to your left hand. Supta Pada Gustasana, 3, right? And then you're just going to lower the leg down and bring it up, both feet together, and then go to the other side. So we're going to we'll do 5 total per side. And what you want to think about is really just this leg's going to rest, and you're going to reach, and stretch to, here's my hand, there it is. And then lower it, swing both legs back up, and lift your hips a little, line yourself back straight on your mat, and go to the other side again. So let's start now. This is 1. Come back up and do the other side. Stretch. Go in your own rhythm. Just do 5 per side. This is 2 on both sides. 3. 4. So just stretch. Get that nice twist in the spine. Lengthening out that IT band. It's always so tight. You're also working the gallbladder meridian. When you come into the Supta Pada Gustasana 3. So 1 more per side for me. Kind of traveling on my mat a little. And back to center. Whew. And I get fully on my mat. 1 more time, draw your knees to your chest. You want to finish with a neutral spine, and that's what this can do for you. Just hug it, squeeze it. And it's time to rest now. So coming into your Shavasana, your final resting pose. Oh, maybe take your arms over your head and settle in. Get really relaxed and comfortable. Just feel the energy running through your body. Let the pose integrate everything we've done into the body. Softening, releasing, relaxing, restoring, regenerating. Relax the face. Feel the soft muscles on your bones. All the internal organs resting. And I invite you to stay as long as you like in this resting pose. That's the end of our little session. And I'd like to close with honoring our practice together.